everybody! Welcome to the Cheese!
The Cheese!
This is Josh.
Cheese!
And this is Boh. And in this episode, we are going to be talking a little bit about
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr.
Yep.
Gonna be getting back at it.
Who's gonna win?
Who is gonna win? And do we want them to fight? There's a
Yeah.
lot of questions, you know.
There's a lot of questions, yeah.
Yeah, there are. So, I don't know. What have you been thinking about it exactly? Okay, actually, just give me your original thoughts of when you first found out that Tyson was going to fight. Because we didn't know who he was going to fight, right?
Yeah, at first I thought he was gonna fight, who was he gonna... Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, Holyfield was a name out there. There's actually a lot of names out there. There was some MMA fighters he was going to fight, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because you don't want someone that doesn't have any
Mike
boxing
Tyson was
experience.
one of the greatest boxers of all time and stuff like that. But could you really see him as an MMA fighter?
Well, no, or I wouldn't want to see an MMA fighter.
No,
have to
his
fight
body
like this.
is right for the contortion of, the shifting of his weight and stuff, the way he could spring his punches, and I don't know how
Well,
to
the
say
only
it.
thing that's really good about that, like if he actually did want to take MMA back when he was a kid, he would have great sprawl because he does have that sort of,
mentality.
Yeah, and his, just to be able to push somebody down, not to be able to let himself get taken down. Like Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell was a great kickboxer, but he never wanted to go to the ground, and so he was always able to sprawl and push people down, and he was almost impossible to take down. So it would let him strike.
I don't think Mike Tyson could have been a very contendable MMA fighter.
And I'm glad that he didn't. I'm glad that we don't even have to think about that because...
Well, do you remember back in the days when they used to have, you'd watch TV and they did have karate matches on stuff? I don't know what to call them.
Oh, karate sucked.
No, but not karate, but kickboxing and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And it'd be like just a small room and stuff. And I don't know. I remember watching that as a kid sometimes flipping.
Just a mat. There's like a
But
mat.
then there was like blood sport and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Remember?
Jump
blood
up and down. Like,
Ah!
yeah. You got blinded?
Yeah.
That's when you learned how to fight blind.
And the ref was kind of just like, thank you. Thanks for not fucking popping.
Oh yeah, because you pushed him.
Yeah. Tom Poe? No, it wasn't Tom Poe. It was Tom Poe was from Kickboxer.
Oh yeah, because Bloodsport was
The guy with the big fucking tit there.
Yeah, Bolo Young.
Yeah, is that his name?
That's his name.
No, what was his name? Bloodsport though.
Tom.
I want to fight at the Kumata.
Break him.
That was Rocky.
Oops.
I break you.
Well, I don't remember. I just remember he's kicking a fucking cement block.
I was thinking about Rocky there for a second. I was thinking about old stuff, and the wife and I, we decided we'd check out what's that new movie they got with Keanu Reeves that's coming out?
Oh,
Bill and Ted's.
Bill and Ted's.
I watched Bill and Ted's fucking first movie.
Yeah.
Sucked.
You didn't like it?
Oh, it was retarded, man. It didn't even make sense and stuff like that. The whole movie was just straight retarded. Do you remember it? Like, as a teenager, I thought that was a fucking awesome movie.
Yeah, I loved it when I was a kid.
But I was thinking maybe part 2 was better, and I don't know if I want to waste my time to watch part 2.
I remembered part 2 better than part 1.
Yeah?
Mm.
And the bald guy, you might be a janitor or a street sweeper, but sooner or later, you'll dance with the Reaper.
Yeah.
Jesus, this is how sad I'm getting. We're older. Quoting obscure lines from...
Oh, it could be old like Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson. They're in their 50s and they're going to fight.
What about the other guy that did Bill and Ted's there? His career...
The blonde guy?
His career never took off the way Keanu's did, eh?
No, not even a little bit. He hasn't worked since that movie.
But yeah, they're older guys, and you know what? I don't think that's very good to see old people like fighting like that, because you could train your body. You could train your body to do exceptional things, but you can't make your skull any tougher. You can't make your brain any tougher. You know what I mean?
It's gonna rattle.
Yeah, it's gonna rattle, and you might come back from. You get a concussion when you're a kid or teenager in your young 20s or something like that. You'll come back, no problem. You get a concussion in your 50s, you're probably gonna have a headache for a long time.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it too is I'm hoping that this is just maybe more of a one-off.
Well, it's supposed to be an what they call an
exhibition fight. Yeah, and so
what does that really mean? What happens when you hit Mike Tyson and maybe you hurt him a little bit? You know what I mean, or something like that. Yeah. What if he goes into fucking psycho mode?
Well, he's gonna go. Well, do you know why he said that he wouldn't make a comeback before? He said, what months back, maybe a year ago, he was talking about it, and he said, I couldn't make another comeback again because I'm happy, and I'm not in that.
Are you really happy though, Tyson?
There was a primal rage that he used to have to get into to be Mike Tyson, the fighter, right? And he didn't have to do that anymore. And obviously, he went through a lot of shit, doing drugs and getting fat like he did.
But then once enjoying life.
Yeah, but he was unhappy. But he's finally kind of got to a point where he was, in a better place in his life, opening the ranch, or the weed ranch, and all that type of stuff. But he said that he felt like a psycho all the time, and he wanted to murder people.
You think that's changed? Do you think a psycho fucking killer like
it's
that?
Back there. Well, he said that he hadn't felt like that for a long time. He
seems like a real cool guy to hang out with. You know what I mean? Yeah. Have a fun time with him, drinking, even doing a little drugs here, there, whatever. You know what I mean? Just partying, having a good time. Mm-hmm. But then what happens? All of a sudden, you're having a good. And then this one time, Mike Tyson, I told you not to tell that story. Hey, Mike, no, I told you once before. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, he fucking turns on you.
Yeah. Ding ding.
Yeah, ding ding. Fuck. Next thing you know, you're knocked out. Fuck. He drives you home. Hey, I'm sorry about last night. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have done that. Really. You know what I mean? I tell you what. Next time I'm gonna get that guy. I'll tell you what. I don't know. Fuck whatever. But do you know what I mean? You're hanging out with a guy, having a good time. All of a sudden, say the wrong thing, and all of a sudden,
yeah, and then you're fucking knocked up.
Fuck out. But he seems like an awesome guy to party with.
For sure.
Hey, you got a problem with me? You got a problem with Mike? It's kind of like a cool backup to have kicking around, right? And I imagine Mike Tyson's probably got his own entourage of people that hang around him too, right?
Oh yeah, for sure he does.
Just keep me out of trouble.
But the thing is that he does look good, hitting the pad work and stuff like that. You see a lot of boxers that come back and you're like, how come there's nobody in your entourage not telling you that you fucking suck?
Yeah.
You should not be coming back.
That's the failure of all great fighters and stuff like that. I think, anyways. The
wrong people around you.
No, just that they always have that mentality of one more fight, one more fight, one more fight. And, they have perfect career, one more fight, one more fight, one more fight. But I mean, money talks too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does. So. Man, and I don't know. Roy Jones actually just fought not that long ago too, right? So, and they talk about that a lot, but I watched that fight.
Which one?
Roy Jones Jr. It was months ago or maybe last year. He had a fight.
Really, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing that I of all my life, I've always
been. This is one of those fights where he fought with It was another fight where he fought with a T-shirt on.
T-shirt.
You know what I mean? What the fuck?
Well, I'd probably do the same thing at my
What
age.
this shows, it just shows he's not in very good shape anymore, and he fought some fat white guy.
But Roy Jones didn't always fight as a heavyweight or anything like that.
No.
For most, he was I don't know the divisions or whatever. But he wasn't a heavyweight, whatever he was, yeah. And when we were growing up in the 90s, there was fucking Roy Jones was unbelievable, unstoppable. There was Oscar De La Hoya, those are in the 90s there.
Yeah.
These things, I don't want to be talking like I'm an expert or anything. I'm a fan. I'm not a guy who's a total knowledge on it or anything like that.
Right. No, we are just fight fans. We're all just boxing fans.
And I don't remember all the fight okay, look at hockey. That's being Canadian and stuff like that. Let's go back. Let me ask you, who won the cup last year?
Oh.
Who won the cup before that?
I don't know.
Who won the cup before that?
I don't know.
Come on. Okay, what year did Calgary make their run?
2004, 2005.
Yeah.
3 years.
2003. What?
I don't know.
It was when Lingley was almost born.
And that's the thing that's happening right now. I know we don't want to get political or anything like that, but I mean, I think it's a good knockdown for these stars. What I mean by stars is athletes, football players, basketball players, hockey players, baseball players, all athletes, they make way too much money.
Yeah, for sure.
Way too fucking much money. So if they take a notch down on that, you know what? I don't really fucking feel too hurt or in disagreement with it.
No, I agree with you. I've always thought that they
Even boxers. Look at Floyd Mayweather and
$200 million for a fight.
$200 million for a fight. Yeah.
Why? What for? Why is the number so?
You know who's to
high?
blame on that? Are the fans.
Yeah.
The people. But again,
They
then
pay
again,
for
the
it, right?
people are fucking stupid. The people are fucking dull.
Well, who's not gonna watch, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing about Tyson. I don't want him to fight because he was a hero of mine as a kid. You know what I mean? He was something we'd talk. Who do you think, would do this? Or who do you think would win, Bruce Lee or Mike Tyson? Who do you think would win in Bruce Lee or Mike Tyson just on a regular, like in a karate fight or whatever?
In a karate fight. Probably still Mike Tyson.
It's probably still Mike Tyson. Do you watch that movie?
I kind of, yeah. I know Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, when he throws him in that fucking car.
Yeah, tosses Bruce Lee into the car.
Did I ever fucking laugh?
Yeah. And that was Brad Pitt.
Okay, who do you think would win in a boxing fight, Mike Tyson or Bruce Lee? No, like you're gonna say Bruce Lee this time? No, Bruce Lee.
Yeah, Mike Tyson.
Do you think Bruce Lee would have been a good boxer?
Yeah, I think maybe he would have beat like
Manny Pacquiao
or Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, that would have been fucking awesome.
I'd love to see Bruce Lee, and he was a boxing fan. I hear, anyways. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about the guys that like were in their prime. Bruce Lee was in his prime.
Well, I think about it, just the athleticism of him, and his study of martial arts, and then just how smart he was as a person to understand the body and fighting and stuff like that. Like understanding like a chess match of boxing. Mm-hmm. Fuck, he probably would have been amazing.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to do the karate thing.
Yeah.
What is his thing called, anyways? Wang Chung or something like that. Wang Chung.
No, that's something else.
Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
So actually, Bruce Lee made up his own martial arts, and it was called
Wing Chun.
No.
Chung Wing. Chung Lee. That's it. Hey, Bloodsport.
It's Zeke.
No, in Bloodsport, the guy there, Chun Li.
You know what it is? Jeet Kune Do.
Well,
you could talk, Jamie.
Well, okay, I didn't know if
Colton.
I was allowed to talk or not. But
Kune
Bruce
Do.
was a huge fan of boxing. He often studied boxing films of like Muhammad Ali and everything. He practiced
fucking reading off the Wikipedia.
I'm literally just looking them up as you guys talk and everything. But
Jeet Kune Do or Jeet
in
Kune
fact,
Do.
he actually studied many Muhammad Ali movies in front of the mirror and everything.
Movies?
Yeah, and he actually favorited boxing over many other martial arts.
Guy.
And it actually ended up influencing his Junfan Gufo, which is an ancient type of
when I got fucked up
fighting
last night.
style that Bruce Lee studied and everything back in the day. And another one called Jeet Kune Do.
That's what I was saying, Jeet Kune Do. That's the one he made up.
Yeah, that's the one he made up and everything, but he used to study boxing and everything throughout all of his karate training.
Yeah, he was taking he basically
training.
was eliminating the fat from all the martial arts.
No, pretty much.
He was leaning it up and using
exactly what he loved to watch was I feel like he loved to watch the footwork of Muhammad Ali and how he was always bouncing and dancing on the stage. I guess
the way he's moving around
pretty
people,
much,
right?
Yeah. But the way that he was moving and the way he was able to just strike people throughout them breathing or them taking like a moment to catch their breath after striking him and
can you do
dodging
a Bruce
it all
Lee
the time.
impersonation?
No.
Yeah, I can't even.
I don't know, just off the top of my head. No, I'm not talking about that. I mean, I'm not talking about that. But the way you talk, you know something?
Yes,
you know?
I know you're talking about. It was a flow like water.
And be like water. Now I know we're talking about Mike Tyson, right? But I have to go to remember the game Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I heard of it.
Did we already talk about this before?
Mike Tyson Punch Out was
I think we talked about it in one of our videos.
Game. I loved it.
In our top 10 video games. Because you had the code. You knew the...
my god, it was...
0073735963.
Yeah, that was like your passcode for like
Wait, what?
Sega Dreamcast. Wasn't it?
How do you even remember this?
By
solidly, like...
pumping it into the Nintendo a million times.
Pump it into the Nintendo. I see.
What did it sound like when Little Mac dropped somebody? No. Woo, 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 you know what I'm talking about?
So weird, right?
Other than felt different, like Bald Bull. Yeah, when he charged at you and then Glass Joe. He didn't have a very good record, eh?
No, he didn't. He was the skinny guy.
Do you remember?
It didn't make no sense.
That was the first guy.
How was he in? How was he even in the same weight class?
Do you remember Don Flamenco?
I do remember.
Yeah. Just left, right. He did like an uppercut or something like that, and then you just fed him. You moved out of that, then you just fed him that. Did you ever beat Mike Tyson?
No.
Yeah, no.
I didn't play it enough though to beat him.
Donnie beat Mike Tyson. That was amazing.
You beat him?
Me, no. Donnie did.
Wow. I think honestly the only way I beat him was with Chico's. I'm
surprised you even played it. You're 20.
Yeah, but that's the thing is I grew up.
It came out before you were born.
Yeah, but that's the thing is I grew up in the 2000s, back when life was normal. It was good and everything, and everybody knew what everything back in. I guess how you would say it is the boomers' age is viewed is I grew up half in that and half in what is now known as our future and I guess our present.
We were just early 20s.
Do you remember the cut scenes where Little Mac would run with the trainer? Who would be riding on the bike? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Didn't he remind you of the guy from Family Matters?
The
dad from Family Matters, the cop.
The black guy?
Yeah. What are you whispering for?
The black guy?
Wait a minute.
Things are so touchy these days, you know. So
you have
are we allowed to say black guy? Are we allowed to say black guy?
Yeah, are you allowed to say that nowadays? With all of this,
would be riding his bike and he'd have like a pink jumpsuit.
And he was black? Oh, the trainer was black.
The trainer was black. He would always give you advice in the in between rounds and stuff. Yeah. I would just write. It wouldn't talk. But I think that Mario was the referee, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. And how did he sound when he talked? I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe it's totally wrong. But see, that's the thing about boxing is like all these things are becoming harder to remember. You know, but Mike Tyson fights are hard to remember. Roy Jones, man, I wish we would have like really took some time to study some of his fights and stuff. But I just remember him being. He had this style where his punches were so. He'd be like, like this, and all of a sudden, bang! He'd come out with these flurry of punches. It seemed to me like Roy Jones
kind of playing possum a little bit.
Sometimes, he'd play possum. He'd stand back, and then he'd just come out with some combinations, swing and stuff, and just knock fuckers out.
Yeah. He would let them come at him, and then he would be all defensive and stuff, and then once they kind of slow down a little bit, then he's like, "Oh yeah, that's all you got, bitch."
See, that's the thing is like he wouldn't. Mike Tyson's been exposed on how to beat him, right?
Yeah.
There was a certain point where nobody knew how to beat him.
Yeah,
I think, anyways.
Yeah, it seemed like that for the longest time. And I think he got in their heads like they were scared of him for the longest time too.
Lewis really, I mean, he was done then, but even when Lewis beat him, he kind of leaned on him, he hit him, and he leaned on him. Yeah. And that done him off there, Yeah. But Lewis was like the
made him carry his weight.
Yeah, like can you imagine like fighting a guy like Lewis who would just lean on you like that? Like always constantly, you're trying to fight and you got this big giant man. Just,
yeah. Because if you give Mike any space, then he's gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna knock your ass out in one punch.
Do you remember him fighting Botha when Botha was doing good?
Yeah.
And the White Buffalo they called him there, and all of a sudden he was doing good. Maybe I don't remember if these things are, but I think it was in the 5th, maybe, probably wrong. I don't want all these nerds out there.
Actually,
all of them looking up the facts.
But then Mike Tyson just fucking bang. I think both of just started like getting a little cocky there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm doing
like,
good. I'm winning. And that's Mike Tyson. He could end the fight at any time, any second, right? He's got that phenomenal fucking power.
Well, my personal thing is I am young and everything with watching Mike Tyson fights back in the day. I didn't get to watch them live or anything, but I feel like he was definitely patient. He was always waiting for the opportune moment to.
Well, he already knew it was predetermined. In his own mind, it was already predetermined.
Yeah, it was kind of like playing a game of chess, if you will. He was always thinking 10 steps ahead of his opponent. He was always looking, and he was being like, okay, you're gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, then this is gonna happen, and I'm gonna just fucking knock your ass out.
So
I ain't sick, and then either that would 100% happen, or it would be 50-50, but either way, if he didn't know, he would be able to, chime in on that and flip his mind into switching it to his opportune favor, I guess.
Yeah.
Who do you see winning between Mike Tyson and Jones?
I don't see Jones winning this.
I don't either. I feel like Mike Tyson is, as old as he is and everything, he's been putting a lot of time and everything into training, and
they're not showing any Jones videos though.
No,
they
that's
really
the
only
thing,
show
is
the
all
Tyson
Mike
videos.
Tyson videos and everything.
Mike Tyson's gonna win early, or Jones is gonna win later.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's
the longer it goes, the more it is for Jones's game.
Well, what is this? This can't be more than like 6 rounds. I imagine it's like 5 rounds or something. I
think it's 8.
It's 8 rounds.
Yeah, I think it's 8.
I don't know nothing about.
It's 8. I forget what the. I think the gloves are 12 or 14.
Oh, they're big ones, then, eh?
Yeah.
they're gonna fight with sparring gloves.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know this about boxing gloves, but what is the difference between
6,
the weight
8,
then?
6 or 8. Yeah. 6, you're breaking your hands, though. I think.
I remember when I was a kid.
So that's for like the tough motherfuckers. You just want to get in
and it
there
depends on the weight class
people.
that you're in too.
Okay.
I remember when I was a kid and I used to, grandma's basement kind of stuff, or even friend's house, wherever. We'd put on socks.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that too.
I think those were like.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah, I think maybe when we were like 13 years old or something like that, doubling up the woolies.
Yeah, doubling up woolies. Yeah, that's it.
I don't think we went as far as go to the woolies, but we definitely threw on like baseball gloves or something, and just started
baseball
hitting
mitts.
each other around,
like catcher's mitts.
Yeah, just hitting each other around with those things. But
yeah, I don't know. Theme music stuff. I wanted to talk about
for fighters.
Yeah,
I don't even know what I don't remember what Mike Tyson's is. I remember what he came down in. Towel. That's it. He had a cutout towel, and he would just put it over his head. That's all, and then he would just pull it off. Everybody else came out with robes on and shit, but he never wore a robe. He just had a towel over.
But how do you round this out though, Josh? Though.
In which way?
No, just talking about the whole thing. The whole like.
Well, to cap it off, basically, what I'm kind of glad to see them come back. Mike Tyson's career at the very end was kind of disappointing. And I think it was very disappointing for him because, as a fan, of course, we're going to be disappointed. And then as a professional fighter, he's got to be super... And then they never fought. And, that was always the fight that people thought it would be great. They would love to see it.
I think there's that weight difference, though, too.
There is Tyson's weight.
Like, naturally, I think that Tyson is a heavyweight, naturally, of course.
And I think...
Roy Jones isn't quite a heavyweight.
I think Roy Jones has to put on fat to even measure up. But I don't think it's gonna be muscle.
He was so slick and he was so surprising.
Yeah.
Like I like the way you said that though. Like playing possum maybe a little bit. The way he stepped back and then come in. I don't know, something about him there.
He just gave he always gave his opponent some sort of like
hope.
It's hope, but it was like false security.
False security. Yeah, you're doing all right with me. Yeah, you're all right.
Yeah. And then
out of nowhere, boom.
It was like pop, pop. But I think in this fight though, I do like what you said. I agree with you. I think that early rounds, Roy Jones is gonna have to fucking use his footwork and stay the fuck away from Tyson.
Well, I heard Tyson when he did his a video on the pads the other day, that after he did that he got fucking ill and got sick for a fucking week. And
okay, so that was actually for the 30-second.
I just read a little thing about.
Yeah, that was actually a few months ago, but that was because that wasn't recent. That was a few months ago, and they did a promo video. It was the very first promo video.
He used to talk about between just being in shape and being in fight shape.
Yeah.
Right?
It's completely different.
Completely different. Now I got to become that animal. But as you get older, you have your own issues about getting older. Mm-hmm. I didn't mean that, but we all have our. I didn't mean you specifically. Yeah. Hey, you've been having your fucking some issues these days. You know what I mean? But even me, we're talking about a little gray on the.
Yeah, we're talking about that earlier today.
Yeah, and then even like on the videos, I'm never quite comfortable with how my eyes look a little tired. I'm like,
puffy.
A little puffy. Yeah. I should have slept before, but you know what? Do you know
what gets me? Is my phone has the
I just look this way. I ain't getting fucking any better.
You know how it has the retinal scan? So
no,
my phone. I'm
not as science as you.
My phone has the retinal scan. See, but really? I have to see that to open it. And when I do that,
really, you open your thing with your eyes?
Yeah. But what's funny about that is getting to my age. Every time I do that, I go, oh, nice fucking bags. And then every morning I'm doing it on the bus, so it's fucking worse. And now I'm like, oh yeah, that's a lot of fucking wrinkles. I'm like, I gotta fucking change it to a thumbprint or something because I can't. It's so hard looking at that.
Look. Honestly, I have the exact same thing with my phone. Like, I gotta take
this guy's like 20 years old.
You're 20.
As soon as I see
it's really hard.
You're maybe puffy. Or it's really high.
I'm like looking at it. I'm like, I'm
high
ugly as fuck. No, I'm not even like, I'm high as fuck. I'm just like, I'm ugly as fuck, bro.
I like this guy and everything. He's cool and everything and stuff. But he's 20 years old, and sometimes his stories are just a little bit mismatched with his age and his understanding.
He's like, I totally get what you mean, man. Yeah, I'm ugly. Like, hey, I didn't say that. Wrinkles and ugly is totally different.
Okay, well, anyways, whether Mike Tyson is ready for the fight, whether this should happen, whether Roy Jones is ready for this fight, or whether this should happen, the thing is,
we're ready.
I'm fucking
excited.
ready. I'm excited.
Might as well. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
That's what it's about. Yeah,
I was born after he retired. I want to see this man in action.
Yeah.
Like, I actually want to see him in the ring.
Yeah.
Fighting someone. Because I've only seen videos.
The moment Mike Tyson starts walking down to the ring.
Yeah, exactly. I want to know what music this man is listening
That's
to.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
What's he gonna come
the way he walks, his head.
Mama said knock you out.
Don't call this a regular jam.
Been here for years. What about what song? If you were to become a boxer, a fighter of any sort, what ring music would you come down to? And don't tell me.
I would straight up make my own music.
Okay.
I would just go to someone and be like, make me the dopest fucking
I got Master Puppets by Metallica.
Master Puppets by Metallica.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know what I think would be cool? Hell's Bells.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
Dun, dun, dun.
No. Yeah, but before that.
Boom. Dun.
Boom. Yeah, and then Mike Tyson comes out. Dun, 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 dun,
if I was being serious with any music that I could have
Drake
walking out to a fight, it wouldn't be Drake. It would be Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Yeah,
because I just love that guitar riff in the beginning. That thing is so amazing. Like, Or it would be something classical like the Beatles.
Like Beethoven.
No.
Is it classical?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Beethoven. Like, Here Comes the Boom with Kevin James. Walking up to Beethoven.
Hell no, that's Connor!
Some geek who listens to classic music. Alright, cool.
Cool. Alright, anyways, so I think that's about it for this video. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm just a old guy hoping for a good, fun old fight, and I hope nobody gets hurt.
Me too.
Hurt a little bit, but not lots.
Just knock the fuck out. Alright, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like this video, leave a huge ass motherfucking like. If you guys have not subscribed, subscribe right now. I'm going to see you guys in that comment section. You're going to see us in our next video. Take care, everybody. Love you all.